Welcome to the White Glove demo for Catan Seafarers. If you're unfamiliar with the Settlers of Catan, you'll want to watch the White Glove demo for the base game first before watching this one. Catan Seafarers is the first of the major expansions for the Settlers of Catan. It's a great choice for players who want to add some variety to their Catan game without adding a lot of new rules. Seafarers uses almost all of the components from a base Catan game. In addition, new frame pieces, additional tiles, player ships, a pirate, and victory point chips are also included. There are three major changes introduced in Seafarers. It introduces ships, the pirate, and gold. Ships cost 1 wood and 1 sheep. They act like roads as they're placed along hex sides. However, a ship may only be placed along a coastal side where one of the two hexes is a water tile, or a sea hex where both hexes are water. You may play your first ship on any coastal or water hex side that is adjacent to a settlement or city on the coast. Later ships may be played adjacent to previously built ships or other coastal buildings. Ships act to extend your trade network. They act like roads for purposes of longest road, which is called longest trade route in Seafarers. You count the longest combination of roads and ships to determine the longest route. Shipping routes come in two varieties, open or closed. An open route is one where one end of a row of ships connect to a building, but not the other. Once per turn, you may move one ship that is the end of an open route and not connected to a building. You may redirect along another hex side attached to the same route, or move it to another route. Once a ship route connects two buildings, it is a closed route. You may no longer move any of the ships on the closed route, but you could build off of the route in a new direction, creating another open route. The pirate joins the robber for player stealing duties. When a 7 is rolled, players may choose to move the robber or the pirate. If you move the pirate, move it to any water hex. You may then steal one resource from any one player with ships along the water hex where the pirate is. The pirate has two other effects. While the pirate is on a hex, you cannot build new ships along any of the pirate's hex sides, and you cannot move a ship along the pirate's hex. If you play a knight development card, you may move either the robber or the pirate. Gold fields are used in some of the Seafarers scenarios. They produce just like any other resource hex. However, when a gold field produces, you may choose any of the 5 resources to take. If you have a city next to a producing gold field, you can even take 2 different resources. Finally, instead of only one way to assemble the board, there are 9 different ways to play, each with a separate board, special rules, and pieces. Here's a whirlwind look, figuratively clever, at each of the scenarios. Heading for new shores creates small islands off of the main island. You score 2 bonus victory points each time you build a settlement on an outer island. The 4 islands lets you start on either 1 or 2 islands. When you build on your first new island, you earn 2 victory point chits. You earn 2 more victory point chits for each subsequent new island you build on. The Fog Island creates a mysterious large island. Whenever a road or a ship reaches an unexplored hex, a random land hex and number chit are placed at that spot and you receive a reward, unless you just find more water. Through the Desert has 3 small islands and a strip of land attached to the main island separated by desert. You can earn 2 victory points the first time you build a settlement on any of the new areas not part of the main section of the island. The Forgotten Tribe scenario places victory point chits and development cards on hex sides around the outside of the board. If a ship or a road borders a chit or a card, you get it. Players start Cloth for Catan with 3 settlements on the 2 outer islands. The Catan chits represent cloth, and each of the inner hexes have 2 villages that produce cloth. When you build a settlement at a village, you get a cloth chit, and every time that village's number is rolled, you get another chit. 2 cloth chits are worth 1 victory point. The Pirate Islands tells the story of the Catanians creating a navy to attack the pirates on their home island. Players must build a ship route to a selected point, then to the Pirate Island. You use night cards to turn ships into warships. The pirate circles the inner islands, moving the smaller die value of the usual resource roll. If the pirate is adjacent to one of your cities, he steals a resource for each of your cities if you have warships less than the movement die value. If you have more warships, you get a resource. The Wonders of Catan gives you the option to win with 10 points or to be the first to complete one of 5 wonders. Wonders require a lot of resources, but it can be a fast track to victory. Finally, the New World scenario gives you the tools to do a completely random setup for Seafarers. Each of the scenarios, along with setup instructions for the number of players and the details of play, are included in the rulebook. That's an overview of what's in the Catan Seafarers box. It's a great way to increase the variety of your Catan experience without adding a lot of new rules. And we know how much Glover likes rules.